Without further ado, let's take you through the first starting grid of the second round of the season. It's Minimax and Minimax Rookie. Race 1 of the meeting, Heat 1. Vince van der Hollen starts from pole position alongside the young Brit Max Jolly will complete the front row. Jeff Verbeek and Jensen Chalk round out row 2 with Victor Reitz and Vic van Kampenhout, birthday boy yesterday. Rounding out row 3, Jenthe Moonen joined by Jack Freeman with Daniel Minto and AJ Berggraaf rounding out the top 10. Berggraaf now has signed with SP Motorsport, run by experienced karter and team boss Stan Pex, a good friend of a man who was also a two-time B&L Karting Series champion in his own right back in 2008 and 2009. Of course, current reigning and defending three-time F1 world champion who's going to be racing at Monte Carlo this weekend, Max Verstappen from Red Bull Racing. Jesse Moonen, Maria Roberto, Oliver Spencer, Ryan Rampadarath round out the top 14 places. Leon Herbos, Arthur Farrow, Taffin Iskanen, Pauline Van Preet, Liam Hauger, Tristan Abeels round out the top 20 with Matthias Verreken, Jack Dupre, Albert Farrow, Dejan Habits, Devrim Yater, Kimi May, Plamen Georgiev and Michal Zayak rounding out the 28 strong grid. 7 minutes plus an additional lap of this first of 3 heats for our youngest drivers within the Rotax Racing family. Of course, the reason why we have Minimax and Minimax Rookie is, of course, for a multitude of years, we ran Micromax. But also, the big consensus a couple of years ago was the fact that the drivers were wanting more competition, more grids. So what we decided was to combine the two, add a rookie class, and there you go. We've got nearly a 36 capacity strong grid for this weekend. But also, the Minimax drivers provide fantastic, scintillating action every time they go racing. And I'm not expecting anything less here this weekend at Karting d'Espagne as they come out of the escargot section, the snail section, before the final double right-hander here at this 1,388-metre circuit. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry here at Mariembourg for the first time here this weekend. So through the final right-hander they go into the chicane. They will then start to accelerate and split into the tram lines. Red lights on the gantry. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Lights are on. Lights are out first time. Max Jolly quickly on the offensive but runs a little bit wide coming into turn 1 for the first time. 3 wide at the back end of the field as Vince van der Hollen has the initial lead, but Jensen Chalk has moved his way up into second position. Jolly running a little bit wide coming out of turn number 2. As Vic van Kampenhout now up into third place, being followed closely by the 176 of Victor Reitz from SP Motorsport, through in towards turn 5 on the approach into Chemin de Fer at turn 6. Van der Hollen just cutting over the front of Jensen Chalk, but with enough room to have the foresight to make sure that he doesn't completely cut off the front bumper, because that could be a bit of a difficult situation for the 130 to deal with. However, through into the final right-hander, a little bit of juxtaposing a little bit further behind. I think Daniel Minto battling with Jenthe Moonen as out of the final chicane they come. Van der Hollen leads after the opening lap. Chalk in second, Van Kampenhout third. Victor Reitz now up 1 position to P4. Jeff Verbeek down 2 spots to 5th. Jack Freeman now ahead of Jenthe Moonen in the battle for 7th position. One of the biggest movers at the minute. Devrim Yater up from 25th, now 18. Michal Zayak, no surprise there from the young Pole from Dan Holland Racing, up 9 spots from last place, now is in the top 20, running 19th, but that is quickly going to be very, very close indeed. Arthur Farrow, unfortunately, has dropped all the way down from 16th on the grid and has not made it past the timing beam for sector number 2. So, and a big incident through Chemin de Fer. There's the 135, there's the 198. Leon Herbos, Pauline Van Preet. There were 2 other karts involved, and one of them getting out of the car and kicking. Oh, well, that's not exactly what Devrim Yater wanted at Chemin de Fer at turn 6. But Van der Hollen trying to stride away into the distance. Here comes the move from Victor Reitz up the inside, and that was by a whisker on Vic van Kampenhout. So that now means, so involved in that, oh dear, Ryan Rampadarath was also caught up in the crossfire on that one. So Devrim Yater becomes the second casualty in as many laps. But with 4.5 minutes still to go, plus an additional lap in this one, Vince van der Hallen leading. Jensen Chalk up 2 places, now P2. Same for Victor Oix, who's third, ahead of Vic van Kampenhout. Jeff Verbeek, Jack Freeman now P6 and moving forward. Fastest lap of the race so far, no surprise. Well, Jente Moonen, 1 minute, 0.061. So we're literally on the cusp of breaking into the sub 60-second barrier when it comes to the pace laps during the race itself. But after the opening 3 laps, it's still Van Kampenhout leading. Jensen Chalk, ably assisted by Dad Mike. Wonderful to catch up with him yesterday evening, along with Jensen's mum too. So really, really good to see that these drivers are enjoying a lot of the racing. Of course, Jensen Chalk with a few of the British contingent who were in action at the motorsport, the Vera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships at Lark Hall last weekend have made the trek down here. So yellow flags at turn 4. Matthias Verreken might also be another driver, well, who hasn't made it past Sector 2 on lap 3. Now it's going to be the case of what do Victor Oix and Vic van Kampenhout in terms of the opportunity to try and close in on Jensen Chalk, because that lead between Van der Hallen and Chalk is expanding. Through across the line, over the line they go once again. Van der Hallen now 59.7. Here comes Victor Oix. Oh, that was close. Slight nibble at the right rear tyre of Jensen Chalk, and now the floodgates have opened. So Victor Oix, slight inadvertent touch to the right rear of Jensen Chalk's OTK chassis meant the 164 has lost out a few places. It will also now include Jack Freeman through the inside of turn 4. Sideways for Chalk. And Daniel Minto saves that one. Well held to the 103 from Hunter Motorsport. My goodness, front axle was up in the air. Jack Freeman went for the move, had the space. Jensen just ran a little bit wide, and then all of a sudden, Daniel Minto just gets caught unsighted. And it can happen. It looked more like a bit of a slight racing incident from my perspective on that front. However, that's not down to me to decide. However, Victor Oix now has Vic van Kampenhout in front. So we've got Vince, Vic and Victor. We've got triple V at the front of the field for the top 3 at the minute, but Van Kampenhout is now 2.1 seconds behind Van der Hallen. Reutz in 3rd, Verbeek in 4th, Moonen, Freeman, Chalk, Minto round out the top 8. AJ Berggraf, I think, might have just been passed by Max Jolly in the number 114. Another one of the drivers here with the Hunter Motorsport outfit, run by established and a very, very competent driver in his own right. Now a team boss. Looking to follow in the footsteps possibly of Joe Bradley from Radio Le Mans, Reese Hunter, I think. But the team based out of Karting North East at Warden Law, always a pleasure to see the Hunter family whenever I get the chance and the opportunity. But 2.4 seconds now is the lead. And that is Jente Moonen up the inside of Jeff Verbeek through into turn 1. Easy as you like. And that is for P4 on the road. Jack Freeman is really starting to put the pace in. Michael Zayak, 15 positions gained after 6 laps, and now is 13th. Kimi May, coached by 2018 Grand Finals Minimax champion Farin Mega these days. Kimi running with 42 competition, also doing the domestic Rotax Max Challenge Germany, which heads to Ampfing second weekend of June, if I remember correctly, which is in about 3 weeks' time. How do I know? Because I'll be there on the commentary alongside Sebastian Bauer. So really looking forward to going to another new track. There's been quite a few this year, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more to boot for myself personally. But penultimate lap is underway. Timer has expired. Van der Hallen has a lead of nearly 2 3/4 seconds over Van Kampenhout. Reutz in 3rd, Moonen, Verbeek, Freeman, Chalk, Minto, Jolly, Berggraf round out the top 10. Leading mini rookie driver down in 14th, having started 11th. Jesse Moonen. Dejan Habits is the last of the classified drivers out on circuit. Matthias Verreken we lost on lap 3. Devrim lap 2, Arthur Ferro lap 1. The next time around we get the final lap of this opening heat of the second round of the season. Fastest lap of the race, no surprise here, 59.528 by Vince van der Hollen, who is going to come through the chicane now and sees the last lap board, looks over the right shoulder, knows there's more than a comfortable gap between himself and Vic van Kampenhout. Victor Reutz is now going to start to try and see if he can get past the number 147. At one point, Vic used to run with a 124, which is now occupied by Arthur Ferro. It is getting a bit close for comfort between second, third and fourth. There's now, well, Jack Freeman having to defend against Jensen Chalk in the battle for P6. And the two Hunter Motorsport karts running on the Carlos Sainz 55 chassis. Hunter Motorsport a few weeks ago was actually officially announced as the sole supplier of the CS55 brand within the United Kingdom. And great to see those colours represent the hive of plethora of colours that we do have here in the paddock. But it's going to be a win from pole position to checkered flag. It is going to be Vince van der Hollen, the 130, who wins more than comfortably. Second, Vic van Kampenhout. Third, Victor Reutz. Jenthemoon and Jeff Verbeek, Jack Freeman, Jensen Chalk, Daniel Minto, Max Jolly, sorry. I'm getting myself so confused earlier on. We were only on race 1 out of 12. Apologies for that, Max Jolly. I'm sure I might get ribbed about that on social media. It was very, very close there between, there was a couple of karts. I think it might have been, one of which was Tristan Abils and probably Albert Ferro. But Vince van der Hollen takes the opening win of the weekend by 3.2 seconds ahead of Vic van Kampenhout. Top 5 lockout by the Belgians with the quartet of Brits behind. Van Kampenhout second, Reutz third, Moonen fourth ahead of Jeff Verbeek, Jack Freeman, Jensen Chalk, Daniel Minto, Max Jolly and AJ Bergeraff round out the top 10. Oliver Spencer 11th ahead of Michael Zayak, who finishes 12th having started last. Maria Roberto, who was a grass collector yesterday, according to her social media. They cut the grass here. I was talking with circuit owner Thierry Lepine earlier on today, and he said, yeah, like it was literally like a jungle. So they had cut the grass, and of course the weather yesterday didn't help. Jessiminen, the highest placed mini rookie in that one in 14th, head of Liam Hauger, Tafe Niskanen. Kimi May up 9 places to finish 17th, head of Ryan Rampadarath, who finished ahead of fellow mini rookie compatriots. Albert Ferro up 4 places to finish 19th, with Tristan Abils rounding out the top 20. Jacques Depré, Leon Herbos, Pauline Van Preet, Dejan Habits, Plamen Georgiev rounding out the 25 drivers that completed all 9 laps, with Matthias Verreken out on lap 2, Devrim Yater lap 1, and on the opening lap, Arthur Ferro.